Hello, everybody. It is Sunday, April 16th. And as you haven't noticed, there is a different camera. So well, this camera has a little bit of a lag. So if this really does become a problem, I'm going to switch it to a different type of camera. But I wanted to say good evening to everyone. Hope you are all having a wonderful Sunday evening or Monday morning for some of you in certain parts of the world. I'm a little disoriented today because, well, I was moving stuff around. So you see the big mess behind me there. Was just kind of pulling stuff and shifting things around. I still haven't gotten exactly how I want to set up this room because there's new equipment and I just want to make sure that all the camera equipment has its own spot as well. So I had to make room for all of that stuff aside from all of my crafting and sewing stuff. So yeah, it's been one long day today. But let's see who's here joining us tonight. Hey, Judy Smith. Linda Denton is here. Hello. Guess who? Nancy. Hey, Nancy. Ann Morrison is here. Katie Crafts is here. Thank you for joining. Diane Watson is here. Hi, S. Taylor. How are you? Let's see. Jackie is here as well. Robin Taylor. Hello, Robin. Good to see you. Thanks for joining tonight. Barbara. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope everything is good in Washington. Let's see. The debt-free quilter here is here. Hey, hey. Mary Gnutz. Mary's here. Jean Brittingham at Keep in Stitches. Hello, hello. Okay. So I was planning on just spending tonight making some cards or show you some of the card things that I will do. Let me switch to the. So, I needed to make some thank you cards. And I also needed to make a sympathy card for those of you that have heard. A good friend of mine, Miss Tiffany Groff, just lost her son very tragically. And so I wanted to send her a card. I know that she's been going through some tough times. Well, especially with the news like that, you can kind of understand why. So I'm kind of due for sending out cards anyway. And I need to make a whole bunch of thank you cards. And so a lot of times when I make cards, I have some of them kind of like the top part kind of pre-made, or I just repurpose another card that somebody sent me. So here are some examples of things that I have created before. And they're just simple thank you cards where I just do a lot of coloring. I tend to be kind of one of those scrappy card makers where I just kind of repurpose stuff. I might use this one actually. And I like to do a lot of pencil coloring as well. So who knows what we'll create. But these are just examples of things that I've done. And a lot of times when I'm card making, I will pre-make some items. So like I do the background on the card. And then I have a bunch of pre-made things that I can just kind of stick onto a card and glue it on. Such as this. I mean, I could basically take a cardstock, stick that on there. There's your thank you card. In fact, I might do that. Let's see. So it's just a matter of digging through all these things that I've accumulated and kind of made pre-hand or beforehand. Even getting ready for things for Christmas next year, or this year, I should say. So, okay, any other card makers out there? I'm just kind of curious if I'm the only one. Well, other than one of my minions giving me a heart attack, I'm doing fairly well. Oh, sorry to hear that, Heather. He pulled my hubby's chest of drawers over on himself. Ooh, the bed was behind him, so a few bruises and a big scare, and he's okay. Well, that's good to hear, Heather. I remember I was moving my own chest drawer once, and it didn't fall on me, but it landed right on my foot, or right on my toe. Ow. Good thing it wasn't a heavy chest drawer, and it wasn't full of clothes or anything inside of it. Diane Watson says, I love to make cards. Okay, Diane, so good to know I'm not the only card maker here. As well as Jean Brittingham. She's another card maker. Okay. Jackie says, I do cards when I need a break from quilting. That's how it all started, Jackie. I got tired of doing quilts and sewing, so I said, okay, let's do some cards for a little while. And that's what got me into card making. And it's a good thing to just kind of take a break, or it's a good craft to do when you just need a break from other things. My sister is the card maker and scrapbook. I'm the quilter. Okay, Robin. Okay, so I pulled out all these bits of things. I am going to use a bunch of butterflies because, well, the recipient I know loves butterflies, so I think I might use that. And they love purple. Okay, so I'm just going to toss everything to the side. I did want to use this die cut here. And I am going to use, it's a bunch of butterflies. I don't know if you can kind of see it, but it's a bunch of butterflies and some decorative see-through elements in there. So I am going to use this for one particular card that I have. I need to pop out a little piece right there. So I think I'm gonna use this card base, and I think I'm just gonna cut out the card in here, or use this. So I shall, yeah, that'll work. How did the Easter basket go over? Well, let me just tell you that the little girl that I gave it to was the daughter of a coworker. When she saw the Easter basket, her eyes just went like that and went, woo! So with the amount of candy that I put in there, I told the mom that, maybe she should actually take it to school to share with everybody and or share it with the family. And yeah, they were quite surprised how much candy that I put. I mean, they thought that they didn't realize that the Easter eggs that I had in there were also full of candy. Um, but they were quite surprised. They were happy that I gave it to them. So it went well, to say the least. And, when you see reactions like that, it just makes everything all worthwhile that what you're creating is being well loved. So let's see. Put it on like that. If you don't know what this, let me get it in camera here. If you don't know what this thing is, this is called a Big Shot, in which it's a die cutter for paper crafting or card making, scrapbooking. If you have an AccuQuilt system, well, this is basically the paper crafting equivalent to that. So what you do is you have a die cutter. Well, in this case, this is what they call a thinlet. And you can place it on your cardstock or your sheet of paper. And you got these cutting mats here. And I totally have this machine backwards because I need the handle facing me. So we'll put that way. And line everything up. And just like with the AccuQuilt system for quilters and fabric, you set the die up, you put the cutting mat on, roll it through. It's gonna cut the paper, and I haven't used this in quite some time. And I'm gonna roll it back. Sorry for the shake. And roll it one more time. And when I take this out, I can pull off the card. Move this to the side. And what it does is it can kind of cut out the shape. It doesn't cut it sometimes all the way through, in which not a problem. I can just kind of pick out the smaller pieces that were left behind. And this is where I need but it can do a lot of intricate shapes. And, okay, I think I need to get a new plate because it didn't quite go all the way through, but for the most part, I can just use this barbecue stick and just kind of poke through the parts that didn't come out. So what's everybody working on tonight? Or are we just all heading to bed, trying to get ready for the workday tomorrow? I will cut this one out with an X-Acto knife. Okay, it didn't quite cut out the butterfly, but that's all right. I will fix that. As long as all the major parts. Oh, it cut out this one really well. And okay, some of these are so small that it does need a little bit of encouragement to pop out. For the most of the time, you can easily just kind of poke these through with the skewer or some kind of, even a stiletto will work. But I cannot imagine cutting this level of detail out by hand. No way. No way would I be able to do this. Okay. So that's good enough. Let's see. Confident Quilter says hello, Gladys. Chloe's working on the Cotton Cuts PMQ blocks. Barb says she's knitting a lap blanket while watching. Slowing down Joe's knitting a scarf. Sewing machine is in the shop. Oh. Debt Free Quilter says watching a movie, recovering from the big scare, and baking. Humans take a long freaking time to bake. And S. Taylor says, I'm working on an I Spy quilt for my great nephew, twin boys. Oh. Diane Watson says, doing a machine embroidery wall hanging for the Pledge of Allegiance. It's almost 8 p.m. in Phoenix, heading to bed soon, early morning. All right, Jackie. Well, thanks for stopping by. Working on a scrappy block. I don't know if I will ever do anything else, but I am on the East Coast and will have to stop soon. Okay. Eric put it on a mouse pad. I actually don't have a mouse pad. Well, actually, this is my mouse pad. Don't need any more computer equipment. So most of the mouse or technology use lasers instead of that rolling ball like how they used to. So not really a need for a mouse pad these days. Okay, got most of it out, I think. And I'll go over it with an X-Acto knife later. Okay. Now with this, do I want to do purple? I think I might. Grab that. And we will cut that one out and poke that one out. Yeah. See here. I think I like the purple peeking through on that. Or shall I do this gradient? I kind of like the pink and the purple. Maybe do the purple with the pink instead. Nah. Pink with the purple. I think that looks better. Pink with the purple it is. So I'll take this off. Working on designing an Ohio star using 3-inch, 6-inch, 9-inch, and 12-inch blocks and setting so that they appear to float in the background, all in red and white. Wow, that sounds like it's going to be quite a quilt there. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to do the purple and the pink. So I shall glue some of this down. And maybe I'll use no, this should work fine. Okay, and I think there's glue stuck in there, so I am going to poke it through. Hey, Jim. And this glue is a little stiff. Okay. I'm going to bring in a paper trimmer here, and I'm going to start trimming this down. Whoops, didn't trim. And we'll trim this way. Let's make this 4 inches. So this is now big. Five and a half. So let's trim this down a little hair. Choo-choo-choo. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to mount this onto a different card base, so it can go on here. No, let's do a different color. Do I have it? Well, we'll take care of that later. I do want to add in... No, this butterfly is a little too big. And that's a little too big too. Let's see, there's a lot of butterflies here. And I can, well, go ahead and dig that one out. And let's see. It needs something right there. I can do a little sentiment here, or I could put that. That's a bit big too. Don't I have a smaller butterfly? I thought I did. Maybe not. Let's see, what do I have? Nope, not in there. And I don't have a purple, but I do have that little button. I think I'll go with this. Maybe I'll just put, what other sentiments do I have? We have a lot of hellos, and I have a hi. Not something you want on, whoops. Not something especially that you would want on a sentiment card, sorry. Sorry about that, the battery went out. Ooh, okay. I'll be right back. Let me fix this battery situation. Okay, and we are back. Okay. I need something here. Do I want no? I could do a bigger butterfly like that and just overlay it. Or maybe I'll just settle with that. Yeah, I think I'll just do this. Okay. This is going to be a very thick card that's going to need a special envelope. Okay. Well, hello there, Miss Debbie Huey. How are you? Okay, I'm committing to this butterfly. So I'm going to put a little, well, maybe I don't want the foam tape. Can I peel it off? Yeah, I can get it off. Yep. And I want the glue. Put a little bit of glue. Put that there. Now this is going to be a rather thick card to send through the mail, so good thing I'm hand delivering this. And didn't quite get those papers out. Okay, so I would take something like this and then mount it onto another cardstock, but I shall do that later. And then this is actually going to go out to a friend of mine. Well, a lot of you have already heard that Tiffany has lost her son tragically, so I was going to send her a sympathy card. And I know she likes purple, pink, and a whole ton of butterflies. So this is the card, or at least this is the start of the card that I'm going to send to her. Okay. Now with this is pretty much done. All I just do is kind of glue it onto another card here. And here's here's a very simple and easy thank you card. Let's see. Well, thank you, Jean. She's saying that it's very beautiful. Thank you, thank you. I do need to cut this down a little bit. So I shall use my paper trimmer And we're going to cut it to... Oh, can't use the paper trimmer, won't fit in there. So I'm going to just trim the top off a little bit. I do have a rotary cutter just specifically for paper, and that's this white rotary cutter here. So the blade in here is actually an old blade, so I don't throw them out after I use them for fabrics. I save them because even though they can't cut fabrics cleanly, they do cut paper pretty good. So I start using my old rotary blades to kind of cut paper instead. See? Got a clean cut, and I'm gonna offset it a little bit here. No, I'm gonna go for the liquid glue on this one. Normally I don't use this tacky glue for crafting or paper crafting, but it's what I had, so I just grabbed it. But because it's such a strong and thick glue that you really don't need a whole ton of it, but it's not very fluid. It'll still work for basically any kind of craft project you got, but for paper crafting, this wouldn't be my first, it wouldn't be my glue of choice. Because I'm moving things around, I couldn't find a lot of things. Like I was trying to look for my heat gun, and I don't know where it went. So I said, okay, change of plans. We're not using the heat gun, I guess. Okay, there's one thank you card. Eric, when I said I don't know if I will do any other blocks other than Scrappy, it is your fault. You have me hooked on Scrappy blocks. Oh, Judy, you're not the only one. Trust me. I'm just glad to hear that people are doing scraps or they're being encouraged to use up their scraps. So I'm just glad about that. The thing about scraps is we all have them, but sometimes or if you're like me, I just get bored making the same old scrappy blocks or scrap blocks. So that was when I started exploring different things that you can do with it instead of just making strings or just crumbs. So I'm glad people are enjoying the series. Makes it all worthwhile. I do the same and actually use the same rotary cutter as you for paper using old blades. When they no longer cut paper, they go to the graveyard. Ooh. Yep, gotta get your money worth out of those blades. They ain't cheap, yeah. Although I have heard people, and I've actually saw this for myself. You know, if you go to Harbor Freight, you can get the 45 millimeter rotary blade for under $4 for 2 of them. So I might be switching to just doing that. Okay, I do need something here. Let me see if I have a ribbon. I'm still here, guys. I'm just looking for my stuff. Okay. Would you believe I found this rotary color $1.25 at Dollar Tree, and it works pretty good, so I got another one. It's what is this, a 25 millimeter? I believe so. No, 28 millimeter, sorry. But it works pretty good, not bad for $1.25. So if you need a smaller rotary cutter, you know where to go. Can't complain with that. Okay. Let's see. There's a lot of pink on there, so maybe the gold. I also got these sticker sheets from the Dollar Tree. Let's see. Maybe the blue, this turquoise, silver, or this champagne gold color. I think I like the gold color, but there's a lot of pink. Maybe the silver will be better. Let's see. Don't hate it, but not really in love with it. Let's see, what about the gold? What do you guys think? Hey, Joe Carmel. Glad you made it here tonight. Miss Remo J, good evening. I have 125-inch scrap blocks cut and ready to use someday. Well, Jim, time to get them out. He hid his stuff from himself. Yes, I did, Nancy. But you can get a 5-pack of Fisker blades for $20, which is $4 a piece. That's true. That's true. Turquoise. Okay, I see a lot of turquoise. I have not been to Dollar Tree after the $1.25 price increase. Still can't complain. I mean, it's $1.25. Turquoise, blue. Okay, turquoise it is. See? I love having you guys around when I'm making stuff. You guys make the decisions for me. I would have agonized over it. Oh, it's stuck on there. Okay. Turquoise. Yeah, that's a good choice. Turquoise it is. So the thing with these is they're sort of backed onto this glue to where you can just kind of lay it down, stick it on there, and the part that you don't need, just take a scissors and easily kind of, well, this does take a little bit of finagling. Actually, I can rip it off. There. Okay, it's a little off-centered here at the top, but I can just take that one piece and rip that off and trim down the glue there. There you have it. Thank you card. Okay, what else do we have in here? Yeah, I like the turquoise. Good choice, guys. Good night, Heather. Thanks for stopping by. Good luck with the kiddos. Okay. Let's do... I need a whole bunch of thank you cards, so I'm going to be making a lot of these tonight. Let's see. I'll just... Ooh, I do like that. And I like that. I made a lot of these once. Just having fun one night, just making a lot of these thank you little sentiments here. I do love that with the heart. Oh, that's a feel better sentiment. I don't know why that's in here. There's that. So because I pre-made these, all I just do is stick them on a piece of cardstock and call it a thank you card. So I could do something like this, although this is a little off-centered there. Didn't realize that. But that's okay. I could do this. Put this on here. And then I could trim this down and then mount it onto yet another card or another piece, and then stick both of these onto the actual card. That's an idea. I could also just put that together, although that's a little overkill. See, this is how, well, if you haven't noticed, this is how, when I start getting in that creative mode, I just start throwing everything on the table. I bet all of us are like that. Because I cannot be the only one. Let's see. I like this. So I think I'm going to go with this, where we're going to cut this down though. Now this time I'm going to use the paper trimmer to cut this part off. let's see. Let me glue this on first. Okay, now the glue is really coming out, so and we'll place that right there. Okay, and I'll grab the bigger ruler this time. And let's see. I'm gonna want it to be about a 1/4 inch away. So right about there. And we're going to be about a 1/4 inch away on this side too. So right about there. So this is, let's see, 1, 2, 3. So I need a okay. If I do, okay, so this is 1, 2, about 3 1/4 inches. If I want to do a 1/4 inch border, that'll be a 1/2 inch bigger. Is that right? Wait. 1, 2. So I need to go, yeah, that sounds about right. So I need to do, so I need to cut this piece at, let's see, 1/2 inch would be there. So 1, 2, 3, 3 1/4. Wait, does that sound right? Okay, 1, 2, 2 3/4 plus a 1/2 inch. I can't even think. Let's see. I can eyeball it. So if I go a 1/4 inch border, it'll be there. So, well, let me shift it so I can have a little bit time, a little bit easier time. 1, 2, 3 1/4. No, so 3 1/2. Is that right? Is that really right? Wait. 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch. Oh no, that's a 1/2 inch. That's why. You know what? We'll just make it 3.5. We can make it 3.5. Yep, that'll look good. Then let's see. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5. No, so 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, I gotta come in, so we'll go 5 and 5.5. Yep. And we can glue this one down. There we go. Okay, that to me looks a little crooked. One thing about liquid glue is you can always, it's not set in stone. So you do have some time to make some minor adjustments here and there. But that looks a little better. Yeah. Then I can take this, mount it onto another card. Probably won't do white, but I will take time to find another card base. And there's another thank you card. Or maybe I will do white. We'll see. But I'll just leave this to the side for now. Yeah. Okay. Wow, we've been on here for over an hour already. Didn't realize that, but sorry. Okay, did I miss a question? Let's see. Gotta go 11 p.m. here. Morning comes early. We'll get the last of the replay. Thanks for sharing. Got some good ideas. Well, thanks for joining, Gene. You're probably long gone by now. Yes, 3 1/4. Okay, so people were paying attention. Hey Cam, didn't see you come in, but how are you? Hope everything's going okay. Need to clear my space. Have not done any sewing since you got out of the hospital. Oh, Jim, didn't know you were in the hospital, but glad to hear that you're out of the hospital. So glad to have you back. Hi, Marie. Um, Doing okay. Doctor not thrilled about kidney function. See specialist next week. Oh, yeah, I gotta be careful with my kidneys too. Um, yeah, no fun. Time flies when you're having fun. Yes, that's true. Yes, Taylor. um, how did you get into card making? That's from Joe Carmel. Um, okay. Let me tell you the story of my card making journey. Um, you ever get into those funks where like writers say they have writer's block. Um, so quilters might say they have quilter's block. And there was a time a couple of years ago where I was just not feeling inspired to sew anything, quite honestly. And so what I decided to do was, I just kind of, I hate to say this, but I got bored with quilting because it was just pretty much the same thing over and over again. And so I started exploring some other crafts to do. And for whatever reason, I was on YouTube and I did find a video by a card maker by the name of Jennifer McGuire. And what she was doing with just simple things, paper, paint or ink, and a stamp. And what she could come up with and create just kind of intrigued me. So from that moment on, I dove into the world of card making, um, just as a sort of, when I feel like I need to be creative, but I don't want to sew something. I usually make a card, or I usually make something like this, where I can use it on a card, or I can make a birthday card for someone. So, um, I dabble in paper crafts. I don't do it all the time, but if I feel like I want to just create something quick, but I don't want to get the sewing machine set up. I don't want to get all the fabric cut, but I just need something as a quick fix to fill a creative urge, I guess. Um, I usually do some card making things. And it's nice to have, like, when you gift a quilt, for example, um, when it's all encompassing, or, if you thought of everything from the quilt itself to the fabric choices, and then even how you present the quilt with how you wrap it, the card itself. I mean, there was a time where I was actually giving a quilt to a woman who raises butterflies as a hobby. And so that's how I got all these butterfly stickers like this. And so as a way to do like the total package, I made her a butterfly quilt, but then I found butterfly gift wrapping and put these butterfly stickers on the card that went with the gift. So it's a way for me to kind of do like an all-encompassing kind of package thing where, you kind of show how much thought you put into it and not just put it in a gift bag and say, here. So, but that's a long story. That's the longer version of the story. Um, I tried Zentangle for a couple of years. I enjoyed it, but I'm getting too shanky in my old age. Aw. What's on my shirt? Okay, so it's I call this my Lion King shirt. It's Simba and Nala. But this is actually a shirt that we sell at work. One of our merchandise. That giving a personalized card with a quilt is a wonderful idea. Yep. Watch out, because if you think quilting is an expensive hobby, well, paper crafting is right up there. So be careful of that. um, but there's some things that I'm trying to, well, just to get my creative juices going. Sometimes I kind of think, there's a lot of things that paper crafters do that maybe us quilters can probably do. Um, like, of course, the rotary cutter. I don't see a lot of paper crafters use rotary cutters, but they do cut paper. And a lot of paper crafters I do see use different types of paper cutters, such as this guillotine style here. I mean, these are, when I saw this, it kind of reminds me of my grade school teacher, you know. But there are some things I think as a quilter we can learn from paper crafters. Maybe dyeing our own fabrics. I know people do dye fabrics. That's nothing new. But the die cut idea, I believe, came from paper crafting. Believe it or not. So yeah, there's some things I think. Well, I'm trying to figure out what sort of things can, or what techniques can work for both paper crafting and quilting and such. So kind of exploring that a little bit. So true. Gotta have all those stamps and dies and gadgets. Yep. you know, I think with any crafting, you always have those gadgets and those dies, or just the tools. So it's not something unique to just quilters or paper crafters. I mean, think about if your husband or your partner is a woodworker. They need saws, they need screws, they need those little jimmy rig things. So, just about in any tool or any crafting, be it art, be it pottery, you have tools essential tools that you need. So, yep. I even keep paper scraps to make more paper. Diane, I'm glad you said that, and I'm glad that I'm not the only one, because even paper scraps like these, I do keep them and I will use them on a card. In fact, do I have the card here? Well, not exactly, but here's something I can show to you. So, if you ever wonder what you want to do with those Christmas cards that are too pretty to throw away, you can always repurpose them. So, this was a Christmas card that was given to me, and I basically cut out the main design element, and these were actually cutouts, or these are the sentiments that I cut out from another card and kind of combined all of them together and stuck them on this card. Same thing with these. These sentiments here were actually part of a different card. And so I just took I took a die cut out the sentiment on this more decorative make it something a little bit more decorative and stuck it on a different card. So even those Christmas cards, even the sometimes even those picture postcards, you know, I will save those from people and mount it onto a different cardstock and send it back to them for a birthday gift or birthday card. So never waste anything. Okay, so true. I remember using that in school. Can't believe I stayed up this long. Gotta go. Good night. Good night, Judy. I don't know any hobby or craft that isn't expensive. I have a lot of different types of hobbies, and wow, I always go in and can't resist. Right, Marie? Isn't that the way to go? All right. Well, we've been on here for a little over an hour. So I'm actually going to just continue working on these cards where actually I'm not going to work on any more cards. I'm actually going to start straightening up this mess behind me and the mess that's over there that I created. So thank you all for joining tonight. Don't forget that we do have a giveaway going on. The 3 spools of Masterpiece thread. And we also got the scrap. Do I have it here? This book that we are giving away, Crumb Quilts. The Zero Scrap Quilting, the Zero Waste Way by Emily Bailey. So this is giveaway number 1, and then we got the 3 spools of Masterpiece thread that we are giving away. And the deadline is coming up fast. I think it's this coming weekend. So I do see some of you posting your pictures of blocks and scrap quilts that you've made, which is wonderful. Keep that coming onto the Treasure Heart Creations Facebook group. And we'll select the winner next Sunday. Right? Let's see. Can weave the strips. Yep, I've done that, Jim. I've done some strip weaving before to make a basket. So, all right. Well, I am gonna go ahead and call it a night because I do have to eat dinner. I haven't eaten anything all day since I've been moving things around, work up a sweat for things. But any last minute questions? Thank you for your time and company and have a great week. Thank you, S. Taylor, for joining tonight. Let me also know in the comments, because I do see that the camera that I'm using right now is a brand new camera, and I do see that it is very, very jittery. I'm not sure if it's been jittery on your guys' end. So if that is the case, I will switch to a different camera or my normal camera. But let me know if it's been jittery all night, because I don't see what YouTube has. But other than that, thank you guys very, very much for joining me tonight. I know it's late for some of you and you got to get up early, but you still managed to stop by and say hello, so I appreciate that. Well, with that being said, hopefully we will see you again next Sunday. We'll start earlier next time. I was a little late this week, but normally I'm trying to get a 7 o'clock start. So, yeah. Not jittery, just lagging. Okay. Lagging and warpy. Okay, so we will have to fix this camera or work on this camera. But thank you I appreciate you guys letting me know. Not in sync. Okay. That's what I thought. Okay. Well, thank you guys. Stay safe. Have a great week. And I shall see you next Sunday. Yeah, 7 o'clock. Hopefully I'll get the time right this time. All right. Now, thank you guys for joining. You know what I'm going to say, so let's all just go out there and let's all create something. Bye for now.